All right. So we are so lucky today, Amelia, to have an amazing team on our show. But I'm going to start by talking about the fact that a couple years ago, I met with one of these wonderful women because I was getting ready to get the store open.
Mhm.
I knew about their brand, and she drove like 4 hours to come see me, and we
Oh,
sat in
wow.
Detroit and had a wonderful little conversation. But the funny part about it is, it was winter, and
Mhm.
I had the worst chapped lips. And I mean,
Yeah.
I'm talking little kid chapped lips,
Yeah, where it's like all the way up
oh,
to
it's
your
awful.
nose.
I've never had that in my life except when I was a kid. And all of a sudden I was like, what happened? So I was grumping about it in the middle of this meeting because it's
Right.
what I do. And she was like, oh, you have to try this. And she handed me a lip balm. I was like, whatever. And I like tucked it in my like pocket, whatever purse. And we continued our conversation and
Mhm.
we played with the stuff and had a chat. And it was great. And I knew I wanted to carry it. And I went home and I ended up, because it was in my pocket, I put it on. I put it on before I went to bed. And do you know that the next morning my lips were healed? Like they were
Wow.
totally fine, like as
Mhm.
if I had never had it. So it has become my staple. It's stolen by the boys, as you know.
And you literally tell everyone about this lip balm. Like every single person that walks into the store, you're like, hey, try this.
It's totally true. But it's, I mean, for like the price, it's amazing. So with that said, I can introduce our two amazing, gorgeous, lovely women who are co-founders of Province Apothecary, and they are Julie and Natalie. And I'm so excited to talk to you guys today because I know, Julie, you have an amazing kind of inception story. Natalie is my lip balm mule and I don't know, junkie friend when it comes to that. So she's the one who got me started. What is it when it's like my dealer? You're like my dealer. So you guys are an amazing team. You know, we love the brand so much. And I was so excited to see your background today because for those of you who are just listening, their bottles are these beautiful blue, like they're just stunning blue bottles and they just look so pretty in a bathroom. I don't know how you guys came up with that, but it's so beautiful. So both introduce yourselves a little bit so that everyone can get to know who you guys are.
Sounds good here. I can, I'll go first, Natalie, and then you can go.
Yeah.
So my name's Julie Clark. So I started Province Apothecary in 2012 because I had horrible eczema. That just, I was born with eczema, and I kind of hit a wall. I just couldn't use steroids anymore. Nothing was really helping. And I just kind of thought, there must be a natural way to heal my skin. This is ridiculous. I can't keep doing this. And so I started playing around with ingredients and doing lots of research, and I totally failed at making my first lip balm. Actually, I used toasted sesame oil instead of non-toasted sesame oil, and it was not very well received.
Although it sounds tasty.
It was super tasty, but I think just everyone was maybe surprised by the taste of it.
Not what they expected.
Because I could see that making me hungry for like Chinese food or Thai, really good Thai food. Okay. So
100%.
no untoasted coconut. Okay. Or toasted sesame.
Yeah, so that was not a hit, but that entire learning situation really kind of made me realize, hey, I need to study under someone. I need a mentor. I need a teacher. And so I moved to Toronto, found an amazing school that was an aromatherapy school. I became a holistic health practitioner, an esthetician, and I started making natural products for farmers and other small companies. And it just kind of got me right into the business. I started offering facials, and I just fell in love with the whole process, and it honestly helped my skin so much. And then I was just seeing the improvement with so many of our clients and customers. So that's kind of how it all started. I, was doing it in my apartment. I really started it extremely small. And then Natalie, you joined in 2015, and we know a mutual friend. I know her twin sister. So she introduced us. And Nat, do you want to go into your history?
Yeah, of course. And Kathleen, I have such fond memories of that the Detroit lunch. It almost like it makes me really, makes me even really realize how much I miss being on the road. I can't wait to get back there and have the opportunity to, visit and experience those opportunities and times together. So, and also I think we met first at that IPE show, which was great in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
In 2017, which was really fun. So, as Julie mentioned, I have a twin sister who's actually in the art industry in New York. And I started my career in beauty, I'm aging myself, probably around 18 years ago. My first job after business school in Montreal, I went to McGill, and then L'Oreal, as a French organization, have their headquarters in Montreal, Canada. So I started actually as an intern, a stagiaire at L'Oreal when I was 20, and then at 21, started my first sales role with L'Oreal. And I remember being so excited because they gave me a car. And I was like, this is the most amazing thing ever. I can't believe I got you get a company car. And, it's just, it was so exciting at the time. And had a great experience at L'Oreal. I learned a lot, some great mentors and leaders and some really great women in business at that organization. And then after around 8.5 years with L'Oreal, I left and actually spent some time in Miami, which I loved, with luxury brand partners. And that was awesome. That was really, really fun. And, beauty it's about having fun, and it was such a fun organization. And then, like Julie mentioned, it was actually Ashley, if you're ever listening to this podcast, a shout out to you, because you were really the one who was kind of the genius behind. I was ready to move back to Toronto. It's where my family is, even though it was a very challenging transition from Miami to the Canadian winter. Like, oh my God, what am I doing? But at the time, it was really exciting because Ashley connected me with Julie, who, like she said, it was, suffering from eczema challenge, and had this amazing, talent of making these really, really effective, quality, gorgeous, organic skincare products. And we joined forces in 2015, and it's been a really fun experience, growing in this indie beauty community, seeing how the community is really growing and embracing independent, clean brands. So that's kind of how it all began, and it's been, I would say this year in particular has, like many businesses, probably been one of the more challenging years. I feel like we've stretched ourselves and learned a lot, and kind of been forced to figure it out and make it work, type of thing.
It is true, and that whole thing about traveling. I mean, we can't go to trade shows. We can't find each other in that way and interact with our products, right? So I know that's one of the things as a smaller boutique, we were able to pivot more nimbly because we could control it, right? We could control the process for people, help them interact with the product that in a lot of the bigger stores either weren't open, right? Or couldn't be open, but we could be at all the reduced, whatever the rules were at any given time, but we could pivot quickly because it was just us. So it made it much easier because people want, right? They want to interact. And everybody was getting back into their skincare. So have you found that like people have discovered you during this time because they're seeking those new tools? Like, you have amazing tools, by the way. I want to talk about that for 2 seconds. I am recently, so for those of you listening, they, aside from their amazing skincare and their serum, I love the face serum for massaging my face. It's so unreal. the jade roller, you guys had the nubby end, which was like mind blown that you could use the nubby end to press product into your skin, and the dry brushing, which I had always done.
The dry brushing is like one of my favorite things ever. And my first week starting working at the store, Kathleen gave me the dry brush because I don't even remember why. She just like gave me one, and I try to do it every morning. I'm not really good at it, but I've started like dry brushing my entire body, and it's like changed my whole world.
I know, it's amazing. And you guys were I feel like such early adopters of those tools. And then you just recently dropped those cups.
Oh, the facial cupping.
Those cups.
Those were nice.
Like my new favorite thing, man. And with the serum, it's my favorite thing on the planet. So tell me about cupping, because that, like, your tools are amazing. You can talk about all the tools, but the cupping thing, I had never seen that. I had never seen it available. So like, how did you guys come up with that? It's like such a great tool. I feel like nobody knows about it. It feels very under the radar.
I'll share about the cups, Natalie, and then you can add anything. I feel like, well, all of our tools are really stemming from our treatments. Like, so we have a little spa in Toronto where we have estheticians, acupuncturists, naturopaths working and treating clients. And I think all of this whole, like, everything we do in the treatment, we really wanted to bring out to our customers, because the more, as you both know, like the more you do at home, the more results you're going to see. So cupping was one of them. Dry brushing, like we start every facial with dry brushing. So we thought it was really, really important to have the opportunity for every client to take one home and actually do it every day, because you're going to see the results if you actually do it every day. So, you know, coming in for a facial is an awesome experience. And you can come in monthly or every few months and see a big difference, but you're actually going to get the biggest benefit when you actually kind of incorporate these rituals and routines into your daily life. So that's the kind of like overall goal of all the tools, including cupping. And we have an amazing acupuncturist on our team. I also, you know, I've seen amazing results from seeing traditional Chinese medicine doctors and getting cupping done both on my face and my whole body. So it's such an effective, you know, medicine and treatment. And, you know, the facial cups are the ones that we have are a little bit more kind of topical. So you're not bringing up the blood flow. You don't want to leave yourself any bruises. And we haven't
harsh or aggressive at all.
No, and you always keep them moving on the skin. But they're still so effective at bringing up that blood flow, and you will get the most amazing glow. But then they also will help drain the lymphatic system. So they just have so many benefits. And we were using them in the treatments, and then everything kind of comes from our customers. They're like, oh, can we purchase them? We'd love to use them. So this is where a lot of our inspiration comes from, really sharing that knowledge and helping people kind of do things themselves and see the results.
Yeah, they're so massagey. Like they you put that serum on and then you run those along, and they're so massagey. It's so relaxing.
And it's like such a quick treatment too. Like it's not something that you have to like, oh, I have to take
plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like you need like a self-care night to do it. You can quickly do it just before you go to bed, before you put on your makeup for the day. It's so quick and easy.
That's so great. It's like, seriously, like, I don't know. It hasn't replaced lip balm for me, but it's
it's up there.
It is up there, man.
I love doing the little points around your lips to bring blood flow. Yeah.
So amazing. And that's like my area of obsession, because I feel like the whole jaw and like right around my lips, the lip area is my most hated area. And so I feel like when I do that on the regular, I notice a huge difference. Because I also do that thing you're not supposed to do, is sleep on your side and on your face. I know they tell you to sleep like a zombie on your back because it's not so good for your face, but I do. So I get little crinkles. So that helps the crinkles from the sleep. I love it. So yeah, that's like my favorite. And so are you guys both, like, are you both in Toronto now? Right?
So interestingly, we actually both, Julie did it actually prior to the pandemic. In the pandemic, my partner and I, we basically just moved 45 minutes actually a little bit longer, around an hour and 20 minutes north of Toronto, in a place called Malmer, Ontario, and just where you got a lot of property and a lot of, it's like on a farm and an old farmhouse. So both Julie and I right now are actually on farms.
That's so cool. What's going on in Toronto? So the main, do you just have the one shop right now in Toronto?
Exactly. Yeah, we've got a spa and a store in Toronto in the west end of the city. It's in an area by Dundas West, Dundas and Dufferin.
And so, is it closed now, or have you been able to reopen services?
Hi, everyone.
Yeah.
That is being unstable. I'm sorry about that. I missed that whole part about maybe your move, Natalie.
Exactly. I mentioned how both of us are actually not Toronto ladies at the moment, but we are. I mean, I still consider myself a Toronto lady, and I think we'll be back there. But in the pandemic, we've moved on to the farm property, and you're also out in a farm, and just speaking about how we've had to kind of, have the spa open, and then managing the spa in terms of some of the pandemic challenges this last, year.
So in terms of so I know the eczema balm is one of your early key things. Is there a use for that for other people who don't necessarily have eczema? How, if you have eczema, do you use the balm?
I have it in front of me.
Okay, awesome. I love that.
I currently have a lot of eczema on my toe, which is strange, which I never had before. Thank you, pandemic. So I love, the eczema balm, we use it in facials as a facial mask, actually. So for anyone that has a lot of inflammation, so say we have someone that might come in and has a large area of acne, cystic, or even bacterial, or rosacea. It's amazing for rosacea. So what I love to do is recommend the eczema balm as a night mask. So on the face, if you're suffering from redness, rashes, eczema, psoriasis, really anything red and inflamed, you can apply it on top of your serum or moisturizer, do your whole routine, and then essentially you would just pinpoint the areas you need it if you just have some breakouts, or if you have, rosacea on your cheeks, and then you would just go to bed with it. And the zinc, the oatmeal, the turmeric, the calendula, all those extremely healing ingredients actually just help calm the skin down. So as you sleep, you get the repairing benefits of it, and then the calming effects as well. So that's how we love to kind of spin it as a mask. And then in general, in my daily life, I use it. So I have eczema. Mine is mostly caused from stress and food. And, I'm allergic to eggs, but I love them. So I use the eczema balm as a way to let myself eat eggs.
Yeah.
When you use it as a mask, how thick do you apply it, or do you just kind of
thin, super thin? Yeah, the eczema balm is extremely thick, and the zinc gives it this white color. So the idea with the eczema balm is it actually just goes on top of the skin, and you can just rub it in, and you essentially don't want to see it. You can rub it in as much as you can. It will always leave a white cast on the skin because that zinc is sitting on the surface with that oatmeal. And so it's essentially leaving a protective barrier on the skin. But yeah, you just want a little bit, you don't need too much. The thicker it is, the more it might rub all over your pajamas or your pillow. So it's just a really thin layer.
I can already tell you I know what Amelia's doing tonight. Her eyes are lit.
I was looking for a pen just a minute ago, but
she totally was, if you couldn't tell. I can tell she's lit up about that. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
No, because I just bought one of those recently to give to my mom, and now I'm maybe I should just keep it for myself.
Oh my gosh, right? So that's awesome tip, because we did not know that. For as long as I've had that, I did not know that little fun fact, because I use the rescue balm on my feet all the time.
Oh, nice one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I put it on my heels all the time because I get the cracked, super dry heels. And my partner, he has really cracked hands. And so he uses it on his hands all the time. So I've found that that's amazing for
I usually
keeping
use
it soft.
the rescue balm in the summer, like after I get mosquito bites. I kind of put on my little itchy bit. Yeah.
Oh, that is smart.
Yeah.
Look at us.
Yeah.
No, that's amazing. So those two things are like, I feel, I don't know, they're just in my operational wheelhouse, right? They just kind of live with me because they serve so many purposes, which is great. But what have you seen? Have you seen some like funny coming out of pandemic and the people who are buying things? Are people doing more stages and steps to their routine, do you think? Or do you think they're simplifying? Are you finding that more people are coming to you because they've now had time to do the research and realize like, ugh, I want clean? Like, what are you guys finding?
I'm finding that, back to the beauty tools have been performing really well. I find a lot of people are, looking up at rituals and have the time at home right now to really, even when you're watching TV, use jade roller at the same time. And I would say beauty tools. And the other, I guess, piece I've noticed is I think things were so fast paced before that having the time, this, celebration of DIY has really emerged where, our masks, for example, we have that DIY clay mask and exfoliator. Those I feel have now really gotten a lot of traction in the pandemic as people have, the time to explore what should I mix it with, avocado or honey, and different recipe, ideas. And those have been some cool things to see people really embracing during this time.
It's funny that you say like using the jade roller during the TV, because every person that buys a jade roller, I tell them to leave it in their living room, like on their like side table, because otherwise, at least for me, if I put it on my cute vanity, it just sits there and I don't actually use it. But if I like put it in a spot where I'm like am pretty regularly in my home, I actually use it. So it's funny you said that because I tell every single person to do that.
It's true. Yeah. And I think the interesting thing for me too, in talking to you guys, I think there is like, Julie, you went to school, you got the knowledge, you created these things, because I think this whole DIY movement concerns me sometimes because I feel like people aren't always seeking out education. Like they're just going and buying vitamin C from the store because they hear it's good for your skin. And then they come in and say, my skin's sensitive. Well, that's what happens when you put vitamin C straight on your skin, right? So I think that's the cool thing about your products is they feel so great. The research is there, they're clean, and people can feel safe using them, as opposed to going like reading the list of ingredients and trying to recreate them. Because I think that's there's this weird thing happening with that. And I love that your products give you that sense of like, hey, these are all clean, happy products, but somebody else did the homework, which I love. Because you guys, your products nail it. I feel like every single time. And you can handle almost any concern.
Yeah.
That serum is great for my winter skin. Like amazing.
And the clear spot treatment too.
Oh yeah. See, I don't really ever get phones.
I do. And it's great.
Oh my gosh. So what are your favorite products?
That's a great question. Julie, want to go for it?
I'm like, okay, let me just add one tool placement in your house. So I leave my dry brush next to my coffee machine in my kitchen, because if I don't do it, because it's like the perfect thing to do while you're waiting for me to coffee to brew. So that's my little placement.
I kind of love that.
Because it's true, because my problem is if I dry brush, so I go up to my bathroom, right, and I do my cleanse, and I'll forget, because you don't want to dry brush with goo on your face, right? It has to be dry. In the name. And so like I'll be like, oh, duh, I just put on my moisturizer, or, your skin's all like dewy from all the things you just did. So I always end up forgetting or missing the step because that's not where it is. And then by the time I've gone upstairs after my coffee, I've started to put my makeup on. So again, I've missed the window. That's
that's why I just leave it there. And then my son takes it and plays with it. So which is also fine.
Which is also fine. As long as it's not the cats or the dog, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, I have a hard time kind of picking one because honestly, my whole routine is Province Apothecary. Like it's all that is in my bathroom because I find my skin's so sensitive that when I like try other things, they don't generally work for me. So I always just come back to our product line. But this morning I did a clay mask because I had a little bit of time after my shower, and then I did the serum and the moisturizer, and I would like keep touching my face. So I'm pretty obsessed with everything.
What do you put in your clay mask? What did you put in your clay mask this morning?
Today I actually just did water because I don't know. I just was boring. But
actually, that's a good question. Is your clay safe around the eyes, or do you have to avoid the eye area? It is, right?
Yeah, you can go all the way. Like even depends how close you want to go, but you can do your eyebrows, and then as close as you want.
Because I always get like pimples in my eyebrows. It's like a super oil. I don't know why. That's like I have so much oil in my eyebrows.
That's good. Most people have dry eyebrows, so you're lucky.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of people have eczema in their eyebrows.
Wow.
I don't know if I have dry or hydrated.
I just like every once in a while I go to like do my brows in the morning and it hurts because I have like a big pimple in my brow. It's so gross, but like it's hidden, so I don't mind that much.
So nobody cares. I don't know what I have. How do I find out what I have if my eyebrows are dry? Moisturized. I'm gonna have to go home and blot my eyebrows and see. Maybe they're just neutral. I have neutral eyebrows.
Which is balance eyebrows.
Balance. That's the word I was looking for. Balance. Oh my gosh, so funny. But that's good to know because I don't know why I never wondered about that, but I think I've done it around like my orbital bone and kind of like to brighten a little bit. But I was always a little nervous because it is. I mean, clay obviously always. You have to be careful.
Yeah.
And I don't break out a lot, so I use it more for like brightening. That kind of thing. That's how I put it to use. But no, I do. All right. New plans. All right. New plans. What about you, Natalie? What are your favorite products?
I'm so into the moisturizing oil cleanser and makeup remover. I feel like it's my favorite part of the day is using an oil cleanser. And before I met Julie, I never used an oil cleanser, and it's one product that I feel is just so nice and hydrating. And I find I can't go to bed now without using the oil cleanser. I love it. So that's probably my number one. But like Julie, I use so many of our products. The toner, a rose water-based toner. The Canadian winters, it gets so dry. I find my skin here. So I love the hydrating, properties of our serums, a rejuvenating, hydrating face serum. I feel like it's I couldn't survive these winters. My skin gets so dry without these serums, even our face balms. So probably the cleanser and our hydrating serum. But also I love our lip balm. So many of our products, our lip balm, things like this.
So how do you like to do your oil cleanse? I know there are different ways to do it. What's your favorite way to do your oil cleanse?
So a few pumps of the oil cleanser in the palm of my hand. And then I do also mix a little bit of water, and then I massage it together on my face, starting kind of with the forehead and then just moving downwards. And then I do remove it. And that's actually a big piece because we do get lots of people asking, after I did my cleanse, my skin and the removal is key. So we recommend even kind of face cloths and then removing the oil cleanser, and it takes off everything. It's great. A really, really amazing, hydrating, kind of effective cleanse.
Well, I think oil cleansers are, I think when I first started using them, they confused me because they are, now that I use them all the time, right? I love them because like we're in a wintry environment. It can be really dry. And even in the summer, it can feel dry because you're dealing with air conditioning, right? Which feels drying. So it's not like Miami where it's humid all the time and my hair is as big as a poodle. It is truly cold and dry. And if it's not cold and dry, it's, hot and dry, right? Because we've got the air conditioning going. So I feel like my skin is always dry. So oil cleanses were a big eye opener for me, 100%. But what I didn't realize when I would do them is I would just dry face oil on my face. And then I felt like, what now? Like, what do I do when I first started doing it? So it's been a learning curve for me, for sure, on how to really use an oil cleanse. So now I have figured out that warm washcloth afterwards, it's amazing, because you massage it all in, which is great. And then you can take that warm washcloth and it just gets it all off. You don't have that residue. And then I take the toner and do a quick spritz of the toner and then do the hydrating serum.
Well, and some people are so afraid of like oil cleansers too, especially people with more like acneic skin.
Uh-oh, we lost everybody.
Oh no.
We're still here.
Wait, you're still there, but we have something else up.
I think Call of Duty is on the screen.
It is. Oh, we're getting a 1 second. So we are literally watching a Call of Duty.
I don't know if it is Call of Duty, but it's definitely a video game.
It's a video game. We're seeing, okay, what are we seeing? There's guns, there are trucks. Not sure what's happening. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. And this is what happens when you are on digital media. Other things happen. What are you guys seeing?
You and Natalie.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
He just unplugged us, so we don't see you. So you're there, and our feed is gone. But that was amusing. So here's my confession. So you guys are on your farms, and you guys look so wholesome and lovely. And
also, all the plants in your backgrounds are really adorable.
I know. It's so charming. So during COVID, so, we all got shut down. It happened. That thing happened. And we all had to hunker down, right? And my life was so stressful, which sounds so weird because I was so worried about the store. And I'm sure like you guys were worried about the shop and like how to pivot and what to do. And, it just was running through your brain the whole time. So, you're thinking about it and what are you going to do? And how long is this going to last? And, all the things, right? You can't go to the trade shows, anything. So I couldn't, everything I normally did to just chill out and relax, which would be like, how many facials could I give myself, in a day?
Yeah, there's only so many times you can paint your toenails.
So many times you can paint your toenails. So many times you can and I was knitting, but that didn't seem to cut it. And then cooking, COVID fluff, the COVID 20 or whatever that I put
30
on.
for me.
Right. So whatever. Okay. So I ended up in this big confession. I had seen the 12-year-old playing this game where he could ride around on a horse. And I was like, that looks kind of cool. So he wasn't with us. He's only with us 50% of the time. So I'd never played any of those games. I don't know if you guys have ever played these games on like a PlayStation or an Xbox.
No, I haven't.
You haven't? Okay. So the controller looks like it's big enough to launch a rocket ship. It has so many buttons. So if you remember like old school Pac-Man and Mario and all that, it's like, a little joystick. It wasn't that, or if you played on your computer, it was like the arrow pad. It wasn't complicated. These things have bumpers, buttons, triggers, a joystick, pad. Like it's
like two joysticks.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah. So I made these orange pomander like cocktails, blood orange pomanders, and they were huge, like huge. And I went downstairs and I looked at my guy and was like, okay, we're doing this. I want to know how to play. So he hands me the controller and he's like, okay, you got to do this. You got to do that. And so I started playing Red Dead Redemption, which is this like cowboy Western video game. And I am telling you, I was obsessed. Amelia heard about it. I fell in love with my character.
Well, and it was funny because my brother at the time was also playing this video game. So Kathleen would call me, give me updates about her character, tell me to call my brother. So I'd call my brother and he'd give me updates about his. So I was this like middleman between between Kathleen and my brother.
So that's how I got through the pandemic, was playing Red Dead Redemption, the storyline, which is all different. Like the storyline is different than the online version, like because you can go online and play player versus player and everyone's shooting at you. But the storyline actually unfolds like a choose your own adventure book. I am telling you, OMG, it was so much fun. And I was obsessed for months. I would sit in the basement in the like dude den and I would play with my cocktail. Now, at the beginning, of course, they would laugh at me because I couldn't steer very well because I wasn't used to this controller. I'd never dealt with this. I mean, they've been doing it forever. I was like
Also,
weaving all over the place.
I played it one time just to like see what you were so obsessed with. And I immediately accidentally shot someone. I was just trying to like get off the horse and I immediately killed someone. So, because every button is like 7 actions.
Yeah.
So like
you can't. It's crazy. So that is a complete sidebar from our conversation of beauty. Was my COVID escape. And I'm here to tell you, ladies.
It worked.
It worked. Because there were only so many facials I could give myself. There were only so many things and there were only so many cakes I could bake.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose I could have been like, I could have blogged my way through it in some way, like doing something different every day, like the Julia Child's cookbook or something. But yeah, there were only so many things I could do. And then it was Red Dead Redemption. So
amazing. I mean, I think it's all about, for everyone, just trying to find stuff that they did allow you to get through this year and this time period, just to distract. And I think cooking has been one of those things that I feel like now everyone is just bringing out these recipes. It's so fun.
Bread. Everyone made bread.
Everybody made bread.
Yes,
Julie, wait. Flash. Maybe it's time to come back with the toasted sesame lip balm.
I wonder. Maybe just a DIY recipe that people could make themselves.
Oh my gosh, right? It's the DIY foodie lip balm because it tastes like Thai food and we can't get good Thai food. I mean, I'm telling you the craziness that has come out of all of this, but it is true. We all are like, I feel like scents are very important to me now. That working from home. I mean, you guys have those. We don't carry them at London Beauty. Oh, I should take a minute to say London Beauty is the title sponsor of our podcast. We are offering today, which is super exciting.
Oh, yeah.
Amelia, tell them what we're offering.
All the listeners today can get a free lip balm. So all you have to do is go to our website, put in the lip balm into your cart, add it to your cart, and then when you go to checkout, use the promo code lip balm. Very easy, all one word, and you'll get a free lip balm.
Yeah, it deducts the price of lip balm. So you just have to add it to your cart. So you go to londonbeautyonline.com and you put the lip balm in your cart, add the promo code lip balm, and boom, you got a free lip balm from Province Apothecary, which is super exciting because it's my favorite thing, which is super exciting. So that's super exciting. So that we wanted to make sure we got that little Easter egg in.
Yes.
Amazing.
So let everybody know. Fun. But back to what I was going to say, which is super exciting, is you guys have like the scent stuff. Now we don't carry them, but you have the incense, which we burned during a couple of our facial events, which are so lovely. I mean, and the calm down rollerball, which we always use when we can do events and master classes again. In a real way, like those roller balls that are calming, the calm down one. All your scents. Now your scents come from like the actual ingredients, right?
Yep, they're all like all the scents would be from either the raw ingredients, like the rescue balm has no essential oil, so it's just like the beautiful beeswax and sea buckthorn that you can really smell. And then all the like the incense and the the roll-ons would all be based from the scent is from the essential oils. The serums or the cleanser both have only essential oils. So any scent you smell is either the raw ingredient itself or the essential oil.
And how do you balance that? So I know, again, we have clients who think that they can be their own chemist. And I don't, essential oils are tricky to work with. And you guys always seem to have the exact right balance of the fragrance, and it's just enough. And I think that's something that I think you guys have really mastered. Because I love everything that toner, unbelievable. The little bit of rose in there, it's so nice. And it feels hydrating too. So that's like a thing. It's an art to have the right amount.
Yeah. So it's not overwhelming when you put it on.
Yeah, for sure. So did it take a long time to balance those scents, or how did you come up with the different scents?
It didn't, all those are like original recipes essentially that just took a little bit of time to develop, but I never was focusing really on the scent profile. It was always about kind of the effectiveness of the product, and then the scent was, it's so important, but to me it was about the product being effective and then essentially being like a pleasant smell or a positive smell. Like the cleanser is a great example because it's a blend of lavender, frankincense, and bergamot, which is a beautiful blend of essential oils that actually calm anxiety and reduce stress in the body. And so when you do it at night, it actually is a way to actually calm your nervous system down. So, as an aromatherapist, I wanted to bring not only like a beautiful smell and effective product, but also, a positive effect on the body, because smell is so powerful. So it can do so much. And you don't need to know what it will do, but you can, so many people are like, I cleanse every night and it's like my favorite ritual. Natalie, exactly what you said. And it like really calms you down. It helps you ground before bed. But I studied aromatherapy for about 4 years.
Yeah.
So, and honestly, I had a weird nickname at my school. I was like the baby. I was like the youngest person there. And also everyone just found my blends were very delicate. But I'm just such a sensitive person that I don't want anything too strong. So for me, I don't resonate well with strong scented products. They give me headaches. So I think that's really like where my kind of ideal for scent comes from. I want it to be present. I want it to have a positive effect on you, but I don't want it to overtake you or linger too long.
Well, and that's interesting because frankincense, one of my other escapes right now, is watching National Geographic because I can't travel. So I'm all about the National Geographic. But one of the things in one of the ones I was watching recently was about frankincense because it was a big, like highly traded commodity. And when you think about frankincense, it's a really interesting ingredient. And it's had a really storied history, but I often think of it as being heavy. And in your product, it's not. It's not overwhelming at all. Because you think of frankincense, you think of a heavier scent. Yeah. But it is funny because it does. When you say that, I'm like, that's right. There is frankincense in there. And it is very calming. But it's a wild ingredient. I've learned a lot watching National Geographic. Yeah. Thanks. The other COVID, managing, doing things like that. Have you guys heard about the Stanley Tucci across Italy one? That's one another friend. If you're itching to travel, you can do the Stanley Tucci travels Italy. So he goes. Oh, he did?
Without me. I go to bed too early.
Supposedly it's amazing. I haven't seen it yet. But that gets that itch because I don't know when. So you guys have always been at IBE, right? You guys have always done IBE, yeah?
We missed the first year, but we've been, I think, there every other year, right, Natalie?
Yeah, exactly. So I think our first one was 2016, and we went, every year until actually I did go to the LA one in January 2020, which I remember, this January thinking, wow, it's wild that was actually in 2020.
Yeah.
It feels like so long ago I did go to that one. I went to that one in Los Angeles, which was great. And hopefully, like we say, one of these days we'll be back there. I think it's just a matter of time.
I really,
but
I agree. I think it will be, because I just feel like with your products in particular, but with a lot of products, it's so hard to communicate it without engaging with it. Like just talking to you guys, right? We just learned like 3 new tricks, and we've been sitting with the products and living with the products for almost 3 years, 2.5 years. So you can always learn something new. Interacting with the founders, I always think is, so helpful, because you understand the genesis of the product, and then all the tips and tricks that come with it. Like, you guys are the first people to share with me misting your face and then adding the oil to it, so that your face was damp, so that it didn't feel so heavy.
Yeah.
That was huge. That was a huge tip. So for anybody who's listening, that's an amazing way to get an oil, like a serum, and have it deliver to your skin in a way that doesn't feel overwhelming. It's a great tip.
And you'll end up using less product too, because it kind of travels more on your skin.
Yeah. Amazing. So what other takeaways do you have for us today? Any other exciting newness coming, or what's going on in Toronto with you guys getting back open?
Yeah, hopefully any day now. And our spa, that's been a bit of a challenging one with the pandemic, but I'm sure, like everyone, I cannot wait to get back and have one of a Province Apothecary facial. It's such a great experience. But I would say we are looking to move, the hero SKU with, what Julie developed as a first SKU, suffering from her own eczema challenges. We're going to look to move that over into a tube format. So right now it's a net tin. So it will be in just a little bit more user friendly, and we're looking to have that out soon. We did bring out the hand sanitizer just in light of everything right now, and it's a very effective, completely clean one. It's got the lavender and mint, and smells amazing. It can actually dual function as well. When I do yoga, I use it as cleaning the yoga mat, things like this. And
I love that spray. I liked the pump because it felt like powerful, but not,
and it's not drying or stripping.
But then when that spray came out, I was like, oh man, this is nice. And it smells so good. Yeah,
I use it as a room spray often.
Yeah.
I love the smell so much.
That's a good idea.
That is a super good idea. Yeah, it's a great idea. I love it. I always am spritzing it around. I think it's a great spray. So that's been a great addition. Fantastic. So any other news or newness from your world other than those things?
We have a few things. Well, we have some stuff coming out for holiday, but it's maybe too early to chat about holiday. And then we have a few things in R&D, but the process is, takes a pretty long time for us, just because, the quality.
Are you still doing a lot of the cooking, air quotes, of it? Are you still very much doing that, or how are you handling that?
Well, the product we're currently doing R&D for is it has to be made like in an NPN or like FDA approved site. So I can't personally do it, but we do some stuff in house. But I'm kind of there along every step to ensure that it will meet our standards. But yes, I wish I could do these ones myself, but they have to be made in like a specific facility. But we're really, I'm crossing my fingers. It's been like, I don't know, 5 years trying to figure this product out. So just like our eczema balm, like that took Natalie, I feel like it took us 3.5 years. Like, there's it can take a really long time to bring a product to development. just I think with our specific standards and the effectiveness that we want from it, and also keeping it in mind with like our standards and what our clients want. So yeah, so we have a few things on the go, and then I'm hoping like the spa. I hope the spa will be open and facials can start in July, September, sometime.
We should do a road trip.
Oh my God.
Maybe that's our retreat. We do a road trip because it's not that far of a drive.
No, it's not.
We should totally do a road trip the minute everything opens up, because I know the borders aren't open yet.
It's not, right?
Not yet. No.
It's essential only.
Yeah.
And I know
this would not be considered essential.
A facial road trip is not, although we consider it highly essential.
Research.
I don't think it would be considered essential, but that should totally be our jam.
That would be fun.
All right, so we're going to make that plan happen.
Tell us when you're coming. We'll be there.
Oh my gosh, we have to do it all together. It would be so much fun. I'd be so excited, and we can vlog it the whole time.
Ooh.
We can video tape our experiences. That would be so much fun, because it's so rare that you get to interact, right? As well, and I think that's becoming increasingly important for our clients and for a lot of people who are seeking these more independent brands who are trying to get away from all the chemicals. So I just recently was talking to someone, a brand that will remain nameless was just purchased. It was an independent brand. They were setting themselves up for a big sale, did the big sale to one of the big companies. And a friend of mine who uses one of the products says already one of the essential ingredients in the brand has gone down by 2%.
Oh, wow.
Because they're rejiggering the formula, obviously, for the margins. And we all know, you guys most particularly know, that it's the ingredients, good ingredients cost the most money. And I think it's, as more people are realizing that fact, right? It's like farm to table, right? Or tomato grown out of the ground versus the tomato that, was kind of created in a lab. Taste very different. And it's the same with our skincare. And so having those ingredients, and I think more and more people want to see and interact with the brands. They want to know. They want to see it. So I think especially once we get post-pandemic, more and more people, you guys are leaders in this, I know, will be seeking that out. So my feeling is you guys will have a nice resurgence because of that. I feel like people will really be seeking out those experiences for sure. So maybe you guys should do something on your farms.
Yes.
You're like, no, farm retreat.
Yeah, no, it's true. Even I was listening, and like in Canada, like where we are, all like farm boxes. I don't know if you have this where you are, but like CSAs are selling out, and it's March. And it's people are really interested in like connecting with their food and the people that grow it. And I think it's the same with skincare now. Like even like a lot of customers are finding us now because they exactly what you said. They want to be connected. They want to understand what's in the product. They want to know about the quality. They want to, really feel that connection and see the difference. And it's amazing.
And your products are so effective. And I remember years and years and years ago when I worked at Barney's, they launched Caudalie. I'm sure you know that line. And the founders had a great founder story, and they were really great. And they discovered, grapeseed, and because, and I don't know if you know this, it's because one of the founders, her dad owned like Lafitte Vineyards, right? So grapeseed was basically littering their backyard.
Yeah, everywhere.
But what was cool is ultimately, they opened that spa on the vineyard. So you can go.
So beautiful.
And drink a ton of wine.
And get a facial.
You just have to get to France, which is going to be a hot minute. But that's what I'm saying. You guys should do something on the farms, man.
Yeah, it's true. That would be cool. Just looking outside, it's so nice to actually see some of the snow melting for the first time. Actually see some of the grass on the farm, which is nice. We've had a really snowy winter here. It's just been
And we're just seeing it. We're 60 degrees today, so
it's beautiful today.
It is beautiful. We know it's Michigan fake spring.
We get the same for sure.
So we're celebrating.
Yeah, Yeah. We get to enjoy it for a minute.
I have my spring clothes out.
Oh, she totally does.
Yeah. I have a dress on today. It's beautiful.
Yeah. She's already short sleeves, and it's August for Amelia already. Too funny. Well, you guys, this has been so much fun, and we got a little off topic a few times, but so much fun, you guys. And we can't wait to see the newness that you guys have in R&D.
And I'm so excited to try the eczema.
Oh yeah, I can already
as a
tell.
mask. When I get back to the store today, that might be under my mask.
Under your mask.
On, see how
I
it
know,
goes.
right? It's so exciting. So I can't thank you guys enough for joining us. I can't thank you guys enough for being amazing partners.
Yeah.
We just love working
Same
with
to you guys. Same to you. I'm so impressed with how the setup of this, and like this is it's amazing, and the name Beauty Underground, I love it. So it's been really fun for us as too. I think it's actually our first time, Julie, ever doing a podcast like this together. So that's so love it.
It's fun, right? It's so fun.
It's nice that we can see each other too. It does help with the conversation, and it's like we're almost in the same room.
Right? It's so nice, and it's so fun. And we're loving doing it and talking to people and talking about these like real issues for women and where we all kind of are in all this and pandemic and our lives and beauty. And we just have had so much fun talking to everybody, and you guys have such a great story, and we can't wait to come. We're going to do it. I'm serious. I'm no joke. We're going to do it.
As soon as the borders open.
When the borders open. Getting in the car, in the Mini Cooper. Hitting the Mini Cooper on the road. We call the Mini Cooper Winnie Cooper because of the winter.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for having us. This was so fun.
So much fun. So good to see you. You guys stay safe out there. Enjoy your farm life.
Yes. And remember the promo code Lip Balm. We'll get you a free Province Apothecary Lip
Balm in your cart at London Beauty Online. So we can't wait to see you guys. Our store is open in the US. So you can shop us online, but also physically come in and see us, which is also really nice. We're not so lonely anymore.
Yeah, we missed everybody.
We did. It was sad.
That's great.
So, yeah. Well, you guys, amazing. Thank you so much. And we will talk soon.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.